I really struggle to keep standards. Why is this? Short and sweet, this is our question for this week's Q&A. As always, I've been here. I know what it is to lower your standards. I also know what it is to be doing that inner work where you're really actually starting to build confidence around knowing the standards that you want to have or that you deserve, but actually putting that into practice. That seems to be the difficult part. You can see yourself actively still lowering standards, still falling back into old patterns towards people from the past that don't treat you well or people that are similar to that. And actually, I've answered this question before. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to link to an answer that I've given to this question before. And I hope that this helps to understand why it is that you might still be struggling to stick to your new standards. If this does apply to you, if you watch this video that I'm about to share and you relate, then I do just want to remind you, firstly, subscribe to this channel because you're in the right place. And just check out my membership, Follow Your Fire. It is for all things attachment styles. It's got people just like you, just like me from around the world that are doing that inner work to develop a more secure attachment style. And it's all about self-discovery, which I believe is at the core of becoming secure. If you want more than that, of course, you can check out working with me one-to-one as well. But for now, let's do a throwback to answering this question.
The thing is, there's a lot of fears around setting standards. I used to feel them so much. I used to think, if I set this boundary or I put these standards in place, there's going to be even less people available for me. The person who I'm interested in, they're going to leave. I'm going to be single forever. There's so many fears around setting your standards. You need to ask yourself, what is your fear? What are you afraid of if you set this standard and you stick to it? That's what I would be asking you. And that's what I asked myself when I noticed that was happening. Like, I know some of you might be in the situation right now where you're, dating someone or in a relationship and you know that you are accepting crumbs and you know deep down that you deserve more. And whether or not you're in that situation where, you know that you would go back, deep down, no matter what you say right now, no matter how many times you promise this standard, you know that if they were to drop you a message right now, you would go back. Maybe you know that you would take them back fully. You'd go all in again, even though you're saying the complete opposite. It's okay that you've got those conflicting thoughts. It's okay that on the one hand, you're logical and like a change has to happen. And that there's this other part of you that just doesn't know how. That's the fear. That's the bit that's holding on. It's okay to be in that situation. It's normal to be in that situation. It doesn't make you some kind of fraud. It doesn't mean that you can't do this. It doesn't mean that you might as well wait until this situation is over or it's past. You can still start to set those standards right now. And you know what will happen? I'm going to tell you like the one way to really, really set your standards. But what will happen as you start to make these shifts is that your situation will change as well. As you grow, your situation will grow. As you change, so will your standards. So whether it is that you want this person to treat you with respect or the love, the understanding, the compassion that you deserve, or whether it's that you want to walk away or, get yourself in the best position for your next experience, your next dating experience, where you can have those standards set. And actually, when it's a new situation, it's easier to put that in place than if you're in it right now. But still doesn't mean that you can't do it. It's so key. I have to have that conversation with so many people that I work with. And I know that, like I say, I know that from my experience, I made shifts whilst I was in crappy situations. I was out there dating Mr. Unavailables, putting myself into situations where I thought, how am I back here again? What is going on? Yet I could still see the progress. I could still see the shifts. I was still able to make just tiny little changes that was better than last time, or that made me feel a bit better about myself. But whatever it is, what you have to do